There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yeah. South Africa occupy land. That's who we are. We don't ever want to do bigger. Can we withdraw my membership from this useless parliament?
Yes, honorable member.
Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot to kill. No answer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer.
So you denounced that type of language in the video that you saw?
Oh yes, we've always done so. As government, as my own party, we are completely opposed to that. We, in 1955, adopted a document which said South Africa belongs to all who live in it.
But why wouldn't you arrest that man? That man said, kill the white farmers, kill the white farmers. And then he danced, and he's dancing, and it's kill the white farmers. I think, I'm not sure, but I think if somebody got up in Parliament and started saying kill a certain group of people, he would be arrested very quickly. That man is going all over South Africa, and that's not a small party. That was a stadium that holds 100,000 people, and I hardly saw an empty seat. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of representation. And those crosses, we have dead white people, dead white farmers, mostly. And you take a look at Australia, they're being inundated, and we're being inundated with people that want to get out. And their farm is valueless, it's valueless, and they just want to get out with their life. And this is a very serious situation. You know, a correct and a fair media exposes things. But we have a very corrupt media. They won't even report this. If this were the other way around, it would be the biggest story.
Trump set up Africa, the media. As you saw from the intro, the media kept putting up this narrative that no white genocide is happening, and it's preposterous to even come close to a conclusion like that. And Trump just highlighted, hey, here's some prominent leaders, some prominent South African communists calling for a revolution, saying that a revolution has never been bloodless, right? Dancing and doing all this stuff. And Trump has asked the South African president a simple question. Are you going to hold him accountable? Do you co-sign that? Oh, no. We don't co-sign that. We don't co-sign that. Oh, okay. Well, how come you don't punish him? Because if it happened anywhere else, and we was talking that way about a minority that lived in our country, damn sure that leader will be held get some accountability. And this is the problems that the South African president is running into. And I voted for this. I voted for Donald Trump to confront leaders like this in their face. Because when these asylum seekers, these fake asylum seekers come over here and claim, oh, I'm running from political prosecution, there's no substantial evidence to really back up their claims. That's why 90% of asylum claims gets denied. But these 50 South African, white South Africans have legitimate concerns, legitimate evidence to suggest that they will be politically prosecuted based on the color of their skin. And the media doesn't want to highlight that. The media sits there and pretend that Donald Trump is making it up. These people are making it up. But now he confronted it in the face of the South African president. In his face, he's confronting him about this stuff. I wonder how the media is going to spin this one. Let's take a look. This is going to be a long clip for me because I want you to show you from when Trump showed the video of the burial sites for the white farmers to the media nervously, incoherently bringing up another subject that had nothing to do pertaining to what Donald Trump is talking about at the moment, and how Donald Trump adds on to calling out the South African president about some of the things that is going on under his supposed watch. Let's continue with the video.
And these are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross. And there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving. They're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who's killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road, you have crosses. Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen. I don't. Okay.
I mean, it's in South Africa.
We need to find out.
Mr. President, the Pentagon announced that it would be accepting a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know, you got to get out of here. What does this have to do with the Qatari jet? They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. We're talking about a lot of other things. It's NBC trying to get off the subject of what you just saw. You are a real, you're a terrible reporter. Number one, you don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. But for you to go into a subject about a jet that was given to the United States Air Force, which is a very nice thing. They also gave $5.1 trillion worth of investment in addition to the jet. Go back, you ought to go back to your studio at NBC, because Brian Roberts and the people that run that place, they ought to be investigated. They are so terrible the way you run that network, and you're a disgrace. No more questions from you. Go ahead.
That we've just seen on the screen.
I don't know. Look, these are articles over the last few days. Death of people. Death. Horrible death. Death. I don't know.
But you know that
to pick anyone, white South Africans are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws. And this is all, I mean, I'll give these to you.
No,
so when you say, what would I like to do? I don't know what to do. Look at this. White South African couple say that they were attacked violently. And,
President Trump, when will you go and see for yourself if it is indeed true?
well, I could do that. Look, here's burial sites all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being buried. And he asks about a jet that was given. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You know, you are so bad. You're such a bad reporter. This is one after another. This family was wiped out. I'm just looking.
Can we get a report from President Trump?
What's your reaction to those videos, Mr. President?
Well, I think the videos are so. No. When you look at the videos, I mean, how does it get worse? And these are people that are officials, and they're saying that kill the white farmer and take their land. That's what. And I have other friends in South Africa. I have people that left. One in particular that says you can't go there. He said they want to take your land. They take your land and they kill you.
It's crazy, huh? Just interject. Oh, we're going to ask you something unrelated to what we're talking about in the moment. That shows you they weren't paying attention, or they're nervously don't want to cover this. And I just finished making a video of how liberal media should be mocked, should not be taken seriously over the Biden scandal, and they're still continuing the same inch. They have not learned anything. And they continue to prove Donald Trump's point, fake news. You guys don't want to highlight this thing because it goes against a narrative that you want. These white Africans, South Africans, have legitimate claims to come over here, but you don't like the fact that they're white, giving validity to the replacement theory that the Democrats been sitting here denying about.
Because what you saw, the speeches that were being made, one, that is not government policy. We have a multi-party democracy in South Africa that allows people to express themselves, political parties to adhere to various policies, and in many cases, or in some cases, those policies do not go along with government policy. Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament. And they're a small minority.
But what are you doing to rectify the situation, right? See, what's going on in South Africa is what liberals, black liberals, white liberals pretend is going on here. Oh, white supremacists and all this stuff. White supremacists don't have influence and sway like these people in South Africa that's targeting the white farmers. And this is something that the South African president doesn't want to admit. And many people criticize him for being spineless, cowardly, not to rectify the situation and make South Africa a better place. This is one of the reasons why Africa is kind of hard to invest in too, is because people of other races are scared to invest in this country because they don't know, hey, are you going to apply those laws to us? We see how you doing them. White South Africans, we see how you doing them. How do we know you're not going to do the same thing to us? And that scares investments. This is why South Africa is in a standstill, in the same situation it is today. Now you're begging for foreign aid. Now you got you right here sweating in front of the president of the United States because he's confronting you on this matter because he just finished taking in 50 refugees.
Party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can take land.
And then when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No, there is
nothing happens to them.
There is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately, through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people. And we have now been utilizing.
The farmers are not black. I don't say that's good or bad, but the farmers are not black. And the people that are being killed in large numbers, and you saw all those grave sites, and those are people that loved ones going, I guess on a Sunday morning, they told me, to pay respect to their loved ones that were killed. Their heads chopped off. They died violently. And, we're here to talk about.
Hearing this makes me almost mad that black people in this country, in America, do this victim mentality, acting like they're getting attacked like this on the street. If black people are getting attacked like this on the street today in 2025, I'll understand why you have the victim mentality, why you're scared of white people and all that stuff. But nothing like this is happening. People's heads getting chopped off. What? The brutality of these people getting killed, murdered. And the media is pretending, oh, there's no claims of genocide happening in South Africa. You're not bringing any attention to it. The same way you didn't want to bring attention to Joe Biden and his health. There isn't any evidence. There isn't even any evidence to suggest that Joe Biden is going through a cognitive decline. Those are cheap fakes. You're doing the same kind of tactics and pretending like we didn't catch on to the game already. Pattern recognition. These people, this stuff is habitual at this point. They don't want to cover anything that can help Donald Trump. Donald Trump makes a claim. They don't want to bring out news or any articles or highlight anything that could give any credence or weight to what Donald Trump is saying. This is the only reason they don't want to cover this. They're the only reason because they're scared to find fire.
About it, and I didn't know we'd get involved here, but I will say this, that if the news wasn't fake like NBC, which is fake news, totally one of the worst, ABC, NBC, CBS.
Oh my God, go ahead.
But if they weren't fake news like this jerk that we have here, if we had real reporters, they'd be covering it. But the fake news in this country doesn't talk about that. They don't want to talk about it, but now they have to talk about it. But they won't. This won't even be a subject. They'll have him talking about why did a country give a free, think of this, why did a country give an airplane to the United States Air Force?
Yo, Trump is killing the media right now. The media is done. The media is done. That moment exemplifies exactly what the aims and the agenda of the media is. The media, as it currently constructed, is an agenda-driven reporting. It's based on agenda-driven reporting. You want to push an agenda. We want to focus on the Qatar thing. We're not talking about Qatar right now. We're talking about South Africans, and Donald Trump's trying to highlight claims of genocide and confronting the South African president with it. Instead of asking a questions conducive to the conversation, you ask him about something outside of the thing. And then when he lambasts you, when he reprimands you, saying, what the hell are you talking about? I'm not going to give you any more credit. Like, oh, like what a fake report. What a bad job you're doing. Why are you asking a question that has nothing to do with what's going on here? It lacks curiosity. And this is some of the things that Donald Trump talks about with fake news. Oh, they're not even going to talk about it. They're not even going to highlight this.
Okay, the United States, not to me, to the United States Air Force, so they could help us out, because we need an Air Force One until our sets Air Force One, it's being built. 2 of them being built. But Boeing's a little bit late, unfortunately. So why did they give us a plane to the United States Air Force? That's what that idiot talks about after viewing a thing where thousands of people are dead.
I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you.
I wish you did. I'd take it. I would take it. If your country offered the United States Air Force a plane, I would take it.
Okay. But coming back to this issue, which I really would like us to talk about, and talk about it very calmly. We were taught by Nelson Mandela that whenever there are problems, people need to sit down around a table and talk about them.
Well, there are
and this is precisely what we would also like to talk about, including, of course, trade matters, investment matters. So the issues that concern you as the United States,
those are all recent. Those are all deaths.
Yeah, in many ways, I mean, one should say.
Yeah, Nelson Mandela and all that stuff. Yeah, I understand, but there needs to be accountability. There needs to be some action, because this is one of the things that's holding back, I think, Africa's economy. That no foreigner, no other race, Asians. I mean, I think I've seen there's stories about Asians or whatever, but no other race will feel comfortable investing their hard-earned capital into Africa if they know that African government on a dime can just decide, we want to take it because disproportional amount of the industry is ran by these races of people, these groups of people that are managing these things. And this is the biggest concern. And until they fix that brand, it's going to be tough for them. And this is this is an opportunity. As much as many people take this as, Donald Trump's bullying Africa, this is an opportunity for South Africa to make some changes. This is an opportunity for them to fix their brand. The same way that El Salvador was known as one of the most dangerous places in Latin America to go and visit, now it's the safest. Now there's investment flooding into that country. That's a model for success that I think South Africa can take and make adjustments here. Because they have to make adjustments here. This is not a good look for South Africa politically, if I'm looking at it from a global perspective. But let's finish out this video.
You are a partner of South Africa, and you are raising concerns, and these are concerns that we are willing to talk to you about. Let me just add quickly, the criminality that we are experiencing in our country needs quite a lot of technological capability. And in one of our areas in South Africa, we're using US technology, which is able to, in many ways, identify where shootings are happening and all that. And I'd like to talk about that, because there is support that we can get from you. And
always dependent on someone else, right? Right? But if you had businesses flourishing in there, if you had a foreign investment, you would have the means to do it yourself. Now you're going to ask for foreign aid, and then you're going to get, and then people here in the black people here in the States will get mad that, okay, we want your minerals, we want this, because at the end of the day, U.S. have to get something out of it. You're going to get mad about that. They're extracting resources from South Africa. But this is why. The criminality is what's holding South Africa back from what it could be, what people want it to be. But allowing this and just, it wasn't a problem until Donald Trump made it a problem, until it could have gotten in the way of foreign investment, foreign aid into these countries. That's when you want to take it seriously. This is something you should have been already working to address. To me, if I was Trump, I wanted to hear you say, hey, yeah, we heard about your concerns about the white genocide, whatever, and we're making steps. Here's some actionable steps we already did. That leader you saw on that video, we already arrested him. We want to hear action, results, not political speak, not trying to save your butt, not trying to save face. Oh, we're going to do something about it now. Trump's been making noise about this since the white African farmers came into the country. I digress. That's why I voted for Trump. Confronting foreign leaders, calling them out on their ish. Mainstream media, legacy media, liberal reporters continuing exposing themselves as just being anti-Trump to the point where they ask an irrelevant question in the middle of something very serious. Embarrassing. But I'll let you come to your own conclusion. Let me know your thoughts and perspective in the comment section below. I'd be interested to hear what you are thinking. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please share this video if you feel so inclined. It really does help me out in the algorithm. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.